Hello everyone and welcome to my first YouTube tutorial. Today I will be guiding you through how to update your breeding values in Pedigree Master. So this is a tutorial for stud breeders who are using Pedigree Master to manage their data and submitting it to Sheep Genetics. The method for getting ASBVs into your software has changed a bit over the last year, and it is a little bit trickier than it used to be to get it in. So I thought I would guide you through that process today. So the first thing we want to do is go onto the Sheep Genetics search site. So hopefully most of you are familiar with using the search site. You can see the URL at the top here. If you're having trouble getting onto the search site, type this URL into your search bar. And when you're on the search site, the first thing to do is check that you're logged in, because you won't be able to access your ASBV downloads file unless you're logged in. So the easy way to check if you're logged in is, can you see your name at the top right-hand corner of the screen here? And if you can see your name, you're logged in. If you can't, you need to go through the login process or set up a login if you haven't done that before. And when you're logged in, as a breeder, you should be able to see past the normal search site section. You should be able to see this Your Flocks section, and this is where you'll have access to your flocks, flock codes if you've got more than one stud in Sheep Genetics, and you can access your reports and perform other functions. So if you are logged in and you can't see your flock code listed there, you'll need to ask Sheep Genetics to link your flock codes with your login email. So once you've got to that stage that you've got your flocks there, to load ASBVs into Pedigree Master, if you've got multiple flocks, you need to do them individually one at a time. So for today's exercise, I'm just going to go to the first flock that I've got here, and you click on the reports toggle. And once you've got the reports page loaded, sometimes it takes a few seconds. Hopefully you're familiar with the reporting dashboard, and I do have some help material, and Sheep Genetics has some help material available if you're having trouble navigating the reporting dashboard. But essentially what we're looking for is this information in the first tile, and this will tell us the current analysis date for your sheep type. So if you're waiting for results to come back, just check that the results there are the most up-to-date version that you've been waiting for before you load them in. And then the next step is to click on this green button to generate an XML report. And I've often found that can take a couple of seconds. And once it's generated the report, we'll be able to click on it and it will download the file type to put into our software. So I'm waiting for that button to go green again to be able to access that report. And you can see there's a little drop-down box at the top right-hand corner here. So if you've got more than one flock and you're wanting to download multiple software files, you don't necessarily have to go back to the dashboard each time and navigate to that second or third flock code to go into the reporting dashboard. You can actually use the drop-down box here to chop and change between the reporting dashboard of your multiple flocks, which can save a little bit of time. See how it's gone green again? So now we can click on again and you'll see a little download zip file has appeared. So now we've got that zip file. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to zip across to my other screen for you. And what I've got open is I've got open Pedigree Master for this particular flock, and I've got open my downloads file side by side. And in my downloads file, you can see that zip file here with the flock code and the analysis date in your downloads folder. If you've got a heap of old stuff in your downloads folder, just check that it's sorted by date modified, and you can click on date modified to sort it top to bottom and vice versa. And you want the most recent date to pop up to the top, and that's the easiest way of finding your recently downloaded file. Just check you've got the right flock code, the right date. And it's a special type of folder called a compressed or zipped folder. So there's a couple of steps to get this into our software. So what we want to do in Pedigree Master is we want to go to Reports and Utilities, and we'll click on Sheep Genetics, and then we're going to click on Import XML Results. And a little, I suppose, a navigator tool will pop up where we want to select the results file to import. So I click on that. And now it's got a folder directory. So we want to find this downloads folder. But I found the easiest way to do it is actually to drag and drop our file into this location that it's going to be looking for. That folder is much easier than trying to navigate and find it. So first thing we want to do is unzip it, because we can't dump a zip file in there. It's not the right format. So to unzip it, we just double click on that folder. And what you'll see is nested underneath that folder directory is a larger file sized XML file with the Excel sort of logo. So that XML file is in the right format for loading into our software. So all I do now is I click on it and drag it and drop it, and it's going to copy it across to this file location that my Pedigree Master is wanting to use to search for the results files. So it will automatically assume that that is the folder that I wanted to open, but just double check that it is the correct file that you're trying to import. As you can see, I've got a whole heap of different files in here from different flocks. So if you're having trouble, again, click on that date modified and that recent file will pop up to the top. So just make sure you've got the right one selected, press the select button, and it will go through the process of importing those analysis results into Pedigree Master for you. And depending on the size of your flock, that can take a few minutes. You have to say, yes, I want to update those results. Have a bit more of a think, and then it will say update is completed, check the analysis and the date match what you think you've uploaded. Okay. Now when we go back to the homepage of Pedigree Master, the final double check is that the analysis results reported on the home screen match what we've just uploaded. So now when we go into view an individual animal, all the breeding values will be there. The final step I like to do after I've put in analysis results is particularly when I drop in a new a drop of data, like if I put lambs in for the first time and I've used some outside sires or dams that I want to suck across their pedigree to fill in those pedigree trees. So what you can do, and you may only need to do this once a year if you're putting in new pedigree data once a year, go into the reports and utilities, back into sheep genetics. And there's these two buttons at the bottom, update pedigree from results and add pedigree from results. So the difference between these, updating pedigree would be if you've got animals from outside flocks already in your system, their pedigrees are already there, but the breeders of those animals have made some amendments to historic pedigree in their tree. So if that has happened, something will happen when we click on update pedigree from results. So let's click on that one first, and nothing happened. If something happens, it goes through a process of putting them in. So that means our pedigree was as up to date as possible. Add pedigree from results will add pedigree in for new animals. So if you've used a new sire or a new ewe that you've purchased as a dam this year, it will actually suck in all the new pedigree that you didn't have on that animal. So we'll click on that one, and I don't anticipate anything will happen. Just click yes. Oh, it has. So this has popped up with some historical animals in pedigree of purchased animals that aren't yet in our Pedigree Master. So I found the quickest way to add the pedigree for multiple animals. You can sit here and click the yes button for 20 minutes, or the easiest way of doing it on the keyboard, if you just hold down your little Y button, Y for yes, hold down the Y button, and it'll just flick through them all. There weren't too many there. And we can press the OK button. So now I know when I'm looking at pedigree trees, they're as filled in as possible. So there you go. That's the process for getting analysis results and updated ASBVs into Pedigree Master. Have a go yourselves. And if you get stuck or need some assistance, please let me know. I'm happy to assist over a team viewer session. That's all for today. Thank you.